this one. Okay, Director McClinton and then Acton.
Thank you, Chair. Before I ask my question, I would just like to offer up a sincere apology that at the last meeting, I supported this being referred to this committee and I instantly regretted it. I was pretty tired coming out of closed and it was parsed into two parts. In my personal opinion, I'm not speaking for committee, I don't think you should have to be here relitigating this. My question is, you've invested significant time and resources over the past years working through this process. Is there anything you would like this committee and the public to better understand about your proposal or your commitment to this community before we make our decision?
I think I've explained it pretty well in the letters, but I think I want everyone to really understand that we're doing this for the community. It's from Andrew. He's worked a lot here, and it's definitely been tough. So, yeah.
Thank you. Director McClinton.
Thank you, Chair. I have quite a bit to say about this project, so I'm going to speak slowly and clearly. First, I'd just like to point out before I get into, I'm going to speak largely about just homes in Canada and in our area, but before that, just like to note that the MOCP is currently in process of being rescinded. Writ large has been unanimously rejected by our community. So to point to that as a policy document, I think is an error. Also, I think Area F would have appreciated the same sort of respect around the work they put into their official community plan, and we moved past that. Just note that Canada is currently short, last I looked, approximately 4 million homes. And housing shortage is a defining challenge of our generation. Young people, families are struggling. And despite running a successful business and being elected, and my wife being a licensing officer, by all accounts, we should be a very successful family unit, and we're struggling. And so I think about other community members. This may be the most controversial thing I say, but I find the hypocrisy at this table really difficult to reconcile. We talk endlessly about protecting future generations through net zero and other environmental initiatives, yet we're unwilling to build housing, the most basic human need, right now for people who are struggling. You know, we hear concerns about water, and it absolutely needs to be addressed, but it can be managed. We live in a temperate rainforest, and like condos typically reduce per capita water consumption. We are nowhere near close to meeting our housing needs in our community, and we should be an example. You know, we talk about being an example for the world around reducing our emissions. Like, I know that a couple hundred units isn't going to put a dent in 4 million homes, but like, let's be an example for the rest of the country. Our middle class and our young people are absolutely, they have nowhere to go. I understand the worry about change. I mean, it's uncomfortable to people to move into a neighborhood that they like and they don't want it to change. But I mean, we need to have compassion for people that are looking for a home, a pillow to put their head on. We have a responsibility to look after our neighbors, our grandparents, our brothers and sisters, and that starts with housing. If we want to be a vibrant, innovative community, people need homes to live in. If we want to create technologies that are going to impact our world and our communities, we need to have places for young families to set up and not be worried about keeping the wolves from the door. I know I'm talking about bigger issues, but if we can't approve this project, like, what are we doing here at this table? We are one of the most educated countries on the planet. Actually, not one of, we are. We have more degrees, most postdocs, and yet we are unable to muster up the courage to have a little bit of compassion to build a development that is going to make change the lives of so many people. Every new home is going to take somebody out of a trailer, somebody out of a tiny home, or living in the backseat of their cars. It doesn't matter if they're affordable or not, because who's ever moving in, there's another spot opening up. This application has been through an extensive process, and again, I apologize that we're here debating this again. I couldn't be more frustrated right now, and this needs to move forward. We need to send this to the board, and we need to expedite this in every way possible. I have never been more emphatic about opposing a motion than I am about this one today, and again, I hope this is defeated and we can move this forward as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Director McClinton. We'll move to Director Wilson. Director McClinton.
Yeah, just a few more points. First, just regarding traffic, the notion that we have no control is a misnomer. We do have significant control and influence over the Ministry of Transportation. I spoke to the ministry about Lagoon Bridge, was able to get funding for that. The deck completely redone from first conversation to the bridge being reopened was 74 days. All it takes is a director willing to engage with the ministry and other parties to come together. The issue's water has been addressed by multiple people. So that is simply a non-starter. There is water for this building. And finally, I'm here to speak on the behalf of the silent people who don't have a voice, not the people living on acreage with an ocean view or a lake view, the people that are sleeping in trailers and in the back of cars. You build more homes, you increase supply, costs go down. This is the first step in many steps we need to take to address homelessness and affordable housing. Thank you.
All right,